Hey, welcome back. This video is on various classroom assignments. I'm going to do a brief overview of some class assignments. It's always a good idea to start off with the first one. The first one's a tech reflection. Here, the overview for it. Basically, I want you to write 2 to 4 written reflections on technology. And the content or substance is for you to reflect on your personal, professional, and or academic technology use and or its presence in your life. So anything to do with that is ACEs. The limit of it, several hundred words, so it's not super long. It's to be determined. We will talk about it in class and agree as a group because I want to make sure it's responsive to your needs. In terms of the deadline for it and the value, check the syllabus, which will be finalized, and that will give you both the deadline, the date, and the time, as well as the value. The purpose for this, so please keep this in mind. I want to foster your reflection on technology's daily impact on you so that you sort of become more aware of, it's like the lobster that's in the hot water. It's the waters, it was cool water, but it's become hotter over time. I want you to sort of have a better idea that the water around you in terms of technology has become hotter and hotter, so that you just sort of take a step back out of the pool, as I would, if I'm extending that metaphor. Some people might go, "Oh, I don't know any topics. Where does tech impact me?" And I'll just give you some examples of various topics. They were from part of one day. It was one of the first days I was teaching this specific class. I was woken up by a phone alarm. It was on silent, but it was on vibrate. And it made me think about how ubiquitous devices like phones are. Like everyone, not everyone, but a really obscenely high percentage of adults and teenagers have these devices, and how they're multi-purpose devices. It's not just for phoning anymore. Texting, flashlight, alarm clock. Ended up approaching a street vendor to get some fruit. And I noticed that this gentleman did not have a point of sale device like those ones that you normally get when you go to a restaurant where you pop in your card. And then it makes you think about how this guy over time, as people have transitioned away from cash, especially post-COVID, that he might have to bend to that, and how devices are even pushed onto us even if we don't really want to have them. The rise of JFK Jr. For presidency, etc., and that's his rise through social media, as well as his interesting relationship with quote-unquote information. The portability of your debit account across vendors. I was getting a purchase, and I was going to pay. I put in my debit card, and once I did, it already pre-knew my email address, and so about how these how private is our data, even between I hadn't been to this venue before, and yet I had my data. In this place, it was a bookstore, is Walter Isaacson's Musk bio, and it's about the idea of this tech CEO's prominence. Like someone like Walter Isaacson, who's written books about Da Vinci, Steve Jobs, etc. If he's going to write a bio on you, you're someone of public note. There was also around the pillar, on the other side of the pillar that I saw the Musk book, was a phone detox book. So obviously that's dealing with people's addiction to phones. When I later went to a library, I saw a cover of Time magazine where I saw Elon Musk and about his impact on AI. And it's funny because he's mainly known for X, previously Twitter, Tesla, SpaceX, etc. He's not really known for AI, although he's, obviously his devices will include it, and it's also, he was working, I believe, in the OpenAI group. At the time I was in a library, you would notice that everyone was either on or with a dash here, a blank here. Everyone's on a laptop or a phone. And it talks to both people's addiction to these things. I don't really know what was going on because, I didn't interview all of them, or any of them, to be honest. But it also talks about their need for these things. And then finally, it was the day that Mark Zuckerberg and the CEOs of TikTok and X were grilled at a Senate hearing. It talks about this sort of touches upon the idea of social harm. So again, there's a ton of topics you can talk about. From that day, I took some photos. There's the phone detox book. There's Elon Musk's cover on time. Here's his cover on Walter Isaacson's book and RFK Jr. The second choice is an academic essay. This is more where you're getting really specific about your real needs. The overview for it is I want you to write an essay on your preferred topic, whatever that is. The content and substance can be anything on technology and education. I really don't want you to think about me when you do it. Just think about yourself. Again, technology and education. In terms of a word limit, 800 to 1,000 words and not super long. In terms of the deadline and the value, please check the syllabus because I'm going to, again, do this in concert with my students. And ultimately, the purpose is to think and have thought on personally important issues, that is important to you. I don't want you to think about and do something that you think is important for me. Do something that's important to you. If you do that, then everything will turn out great and you'll be passionate about your topic. Finally, the second option is a 2B. Or not 2B, then you choose 2A. 2B is the tech project. Here the overview is basically anything you would like. The form of the tech project, it could be a video you're making that's somewhat educational, an audio file like a podcast, infographic that shares some ideas on some topic. Maybe you're good at HTML and CSS. You can develop a website. Maybe you have a lesson you want to make, etc., etc. The content can be literally anything related to technology and education. Again, very open-ended. The limit 800 to 1,000 words. If it's text, if it's media like a video or audio, I want it to be 5 to 10 minutes long, so it's not, it's manageable. In terms of a deadline and value, please check the syllabus. And the purpose is for you to produce personally important tech work. Some people like doing this stuff. I love doing that kind of stuff. This is a video, friends. Some people do not. That's okay. Then choose the academic essay. For this class, only 2 assignments are assessed. The presentation of assignment 2 is unmarked, but mandatory, so it's basically you just have to do it. However, any in-class work and discussion is recommended and optional. It's not marked. Your assignment choice is highly student-driven, especially number 2, whether it's an academic essay or whether it's a project. Let me go to this, sorry. The final consideration for all this is how can you weave your interests and skills into an accessible assignment that I need to evaluate it, so I have to be able to assess it. It can't just be an idea that you think about. You have to actually give me something. And ultimately, that also furthers your interests and goals. So if you have something that interests you and uses your current skills and maybe develops some new ones, and it's reflective of your interests and goals both now and in the future, that would be fantastic. That was assignments. Thanks for watching. My name's Dino. Thanks for watching this video. Please feel free to like it. Please feel to comment on any of the issues if you have any. And please feel free to subscribe to this channel if you like this type of content. As always, thanks for watching.